Hi. Hi, my name is Loretta Smith, and how are you, Annette? I haven't talked to you in a while, and trying to catch up with my friend Annette here, talking about our lives. We went to school together, elementary school, and hadn't seen each other for years, and she's wanting to know what have I been doing with my life. Annette, my husband and I have been married for 21 years, and we have 4 children. And I've been trying to live life, and lately I have been focusing a lot of my time, much of my time, on making sure okay, much of my time on making sure that my children have what they need in order to have the best life they can have. And my 21-year-old, he's a musician, artist, a recording artist, and so is my daughter Anastasia, who is 15. They take up a lot of time. Brandon is 20. He's pretty much independent, and he's a man. He works, so he doesn't need nearly as much of my time. Anastasia needs a lot of my time. She's a singer, now a pianist. She's an author, a published author. She's also, she just released her 5th book, which happened to be her first poetry book. And she is also now a songwriter. So she takes up quite a bit of my time. Happy to do it. I'm a mother. Ariel, we have 2 autistic children I mentioned to you. One is Ariel. She's 16. And for the most part, she is easy. She does what I tell her to do. Most of the time, the first time I tell her to do it, 99% of the time, the first time I tell her to do it with minimum or no fuss. So she is an easy child. Lance, James and me and my husband have a 19-year-old aggressive autistic child. His name is Lance, and he is absolutely the love of my life. They all are. But I have a special place in my heart for Lance because, well, he's had a somewhat of a difficult life, and his future promises to be even more so difficult as far as being able to get along in the world, things of that nature, if things are not put in place so that his life won't be as difficult. So I've been spending a lot of my time lately working on helping Lance to be the best he can be and helping him to be better than he is now positioned to be if other programs are not put in place to help him. For example, he's 19. He graduated last year from DeSoto Central. And when he graduated from DeSoto Central, I was looking forward to him graduating because DeSoto Central DeSoto Central High School, where we live in DeSoto County, Mississippi. And I was looking forward to it because, well, let's face it, he wasn't having a real easy time in school. I did mention before he was aggressive, and I'm not sure if the issue was that the teachers couldn't deal with him or didn't want to deal with him, but the net effect was that he wasn't being managed properly in school. So I spent a lot of time running up to the school to check on him, see what happened, trying to diffuse situations at school, on the bus. It was just a battle. From middle school up, it's been a battle. um, a difficult battle. But when he turned 18, I was just so happy and thankful that, you know, he would graduate and be out of the school system and can move on with the second stage of his life, which, from where I was standing, would prove to be much better for him and his interests as a young man than school did, or than school was at the time. So I was looking forward to it. He graduated from school May of 2017, few months after he turned 18. And I was so excited because I was enrolling him into programs, looking into the best program for him in our area where he can be enrolled and can be enrolled in something like a day program where the autistic young adults went after high school so that they can focus more on socialization than academics, more on life skills than academics, focus more on life skills than just complete structure, of school. And I knew it would be better for Lance, and looking forward to it. Fast forward. So once he graduated, I attempted to enroll him in, we're just gonna call it Day Habilitation Center number 1, and they quickly declined his enrollment. Then I went on to Day Habilitation Center number 2. Took a little longer, but they declined his enrollment. And so my last resort was Day Habilitation Center number 3, which was a state-run center. And I thought, well, surely they're going to take him. And so I did that. I went through the process of enrolling him, but, they declined him as well. So it put me in a different mindset from where I had been, a few months earlier. Had I known that situation was going to turn out the way it did, I might, I wouldn't have left him in school. But at least I would have been aware that, that was sort of the end of the road for Lance. I mean, as far as social systems that are set up, I would have known that was the end of the road for him. But anyway, I went on to start some research to find out why he wasn't allowed in the center, and come to find out that where we live is let me go back a little bit. So when he was 15 and a half, maybe 16. But anyway, he had some aggressive tendencies in the past, and I wrote a book about it. It's called I'm Preparing for My Death. Seems kind of harsh, but at the time, that's exactly what I was doing when I was going through a harsh difficult times with Lance, where he didn't fully understand what was going on with his body. He was going through puberty, and he would become aggressive. And so I didn't know what to do. I mean, he was, until that time, the oldest autistic male that I had ever I think he was. But he was the oldest autistic male that I had spent that much time around. I didn't know what to expect. And long story short, I didn't know what to expect. Neither my husband nor I knew what to expect. And my husband did a lot of working. He was in the process of starting up his cleaning business. He did a lot of working, and which turned in often cases to overnights and things of that nature. and he was in the early stages of his business. And Lance would, at first, he would be, like, I think having like anxiety attacks, but he would be standing at the door half the night waiting for his dad, sometimes all night, waiting for him to come back from, the Olive Branch Park. There's a lot of bugs out here. But hey, I'm starting where I am. This is important. So, come on, bugs. Do what you got to do. Because I'm going to do what I got to do. But, anyway, he began to be aggressive during that phase, maybe 4 years ago when my husband, maybe 5 years ago. Anyway, 4 or 5 years ago, he began becoming aggressive. And even more so, as he got close to 15 and was going through puberty, he was aggressive. And we sought help we tried to get, I don't want to go into all the major details, but I'll just say, it was difficult. It was one of the most difficult things I had been through. And no doubt one of the most difficult things he had been through. And one of the. And we ended up, after a course of events and after trying to figure things out on our own, trying to get help from church members and being hush-hush around family members because, well, we just knew they didn't know what to do. Because there are no other autistic males in our family older than Lance. Trying knowledge. I'm not sure if there are any other autistic males diagnosed in our family at all. But anyway, for that matter, I don't think there are. So, no, it was just kind of like, I don't know what to do. It was kind of taboo. It was kind of, like the stigmatism about, autism. I didn't understand enough myself. And I surely didn't want to bring that much attention to the fact that I was having this hard of a time raising my child. And so I ended up fighting this difficult battle kind of silently. My family, we kind of suffered silently for a while, which is not good. I don't advise anyone to attempt that. But anyway, fast forward. He was aggressive, and I ended up seeking help. I ended up going to different organizations and trying to get help. No one really would help us. They seemed not to really understand what we were going through. I don't think they wouldn't help us because they were mean or unwilling to help or unconcerned. I think they helped us because they were ignorant of what kind of help we needed. And so that was last year. It is June now, 2018. And so for a year now, Annette, I have been researching what causes these bouts of aggression in autistic persons, not just young men, but mostly focusing on, my research focused on young men. And because I know the evidence and data suggests that there are more young men that are autistic to begin with, and then way more than young ladies, or more males than females. And so what causes them to be aggressive to begin with, and what types of things trigger aggression. And so I spent a lot of time looking at those things. In many cases, they're nonverbal, and almost always at the onset, they are going through puberty. At the onset of aggression, needs going through puberty, and amongst a few other things, but those are some commonalities. And so nonverbal and going through puberty. Now, that's enough. I had a hard time going through puberty. Many other people can relate to that. And I was able to talk and ask questions. But here you have a person who's nonverbal and going through puberty and doesn't know how to express themselves and just needing help in general. So anyway, this is volume 1 of aggressive autism. I'm going to stop here because, as I said before, I'm in the Olive Branch Park. And now it is basically, as you see behind me, you see all around, it is basically pitch black. Yep, I have my headlights on because I'm in the park. But anyway, so I'm going to stop there and I'm going to continue with volume 2. Another day, maybe tomorrow. Okay, bye.